Hello, hello, and welcome back for more legal loopholes and lugubrious litigation down in the lachrymose layers of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. So, yeah, we learned a valuable lesson last episode about old Victor Von Doom. Turns out not only is Doom a mad scientist, sorcerer, and dictator for life of Latveria, but also top-notch courtroom gunslinger. Old Johnny Cochran, got nothing on Victor Von Doom. Even when Doom was hypnotized by a siren, he was still able to use his mad legal genius to help the team lawyer their way to victory by throwing withstand after withstand rather than just chopping his teammates in half. Just when things looked most grim, old Doom pulled a true Clarence Darrow moment and stood up and addressed the court. He was like, "Your Honor, if it please the court, I'd like to discuss the particulars of the language used in the Siren Song Compact. You see, Your Honor, while the Siren Song Compact is very, very specific as to which side the allured party must fight for, it is much less specific, sir, on the nature of the allured's duties. And in this particular case, the allured party member, namely myself, chose to employ his skills in a support role rather than a combat role. Was this an ideal situation for Siren Incorporated? No, clearly it was not. But the Siren Song Compact only obligates me to toil on Sirens Incorporated's behalf. It does not, however, dictate the manner in which I must toil. And so, if it please the court, Your Honor, I humbly suggest that Siren Incorporated and the alluring siren can, and pardon my language here, sir, straight up go fuck itself. I, Doom, have spoken." See? So good. So good. And clearly, I think whoever said that the person who represents themselves as a lawyer has themselves as a fool for a client, you know what? Whoever said that, yeah, they never thought about Dr. Doom and his law degree. Turns out the dictator of Latveria, I mean, that's not by accident. He loiters his way into that, too. Well, let's take a look at the old missions. We talked enough about Doom, and Doom's a little busy. He's got to get some stress relief in, which is fine. Mercedes Knight, Catherine Bishop, everybody got a little bit stressed out. It was a tough mission. So let's look for something maybe for the last few dregs of our rank 2 guys here. Well, let's just see what we got. It doesn't really matter. We can't do Darkest Dungeon. That's out. What are you? A short champion level mission to explore 90% of rooms for a Houndmaster item that I'm not really that interested in. Could we put together a team for that, though? Not really. The stress would be a problem, and I sort of learned my lesson about championing champion dungeons, I think, for the nonce. So let's... What are you? Definitely... I mean, you're short, too. No, let's not do that. I would really rather have one heavy hitter tank. I mean, we got Wade Wilson, but Wade's stress is a little higher than I'm comfortable with, and we don't have really any good backup damage. Except for Dorian Green, who again stress a little higher than I'm cool with. So let's let them keep cooking. We definitely don't want this. Let sleeping evils lie. Bonus virtue chance, penalty to stress. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. That's actually really good for a Crusader. Medium champion, we just don't have it in us. Actually, this I would like to do, because I think that's a pretty good item. We just don't have the soup. Don't have the soup. We have one of those, and it's trash. I'm still not a fan of Virtue Chance. It seems like a bad stat to try and stack. It only applies if you're getting 100 stress, which ideally you would be avoiding at all costs. Legendary Bracer is pretty good, but a long veteran mission? I'm not sure it's worth it. The stress damage bonus and the penalty to speed, it's a lot of cash, but... This is interesting. Where are you? Book of Holiness is not terrible. This is also a lot of gold. You know, I think maybe we'll try this long apprentice mission, because we do have, I mean, we got a lot of guys who are level 2 here, but look, they're all right on the cusp of bumping up. And this actually is not a terrible group either. Like, we could take Brother Voodoo, we could take Alex Olson, we take James Harper, and you know what? Yeah, I think we just take the whole crew here. This is actually not a bad team. How do you guys' skills look? You're good. Also good. Okay, Alex needs some work, admittedly. That's fine. And I mean, we don't have to spend a bunch of money on this team either. They're basically already ready to go, with the exception of the old Swamp Thing here, who needs to brush up his Spanish moss a little bit. But, you know, the moss is brushed up, and now he's good to go. I like this team. So let's get, yeah, I'm good. This is also a team, sort of a team build we've never really tried before either. Let's unequip everything. Sort them by rarity and get, oh wait, we already have a holy okay. I'm glad we didn't do that. We actually already have that item. Would have been pointless. So, trinkets. Let's get them sorted. I want dodge on you, James Harper, if anything else. Do we have anything that gives us bonus dodge? We're going to give you the Book of Sanity, because you're going to be taking a bunch of extra stress damage. Really, all I want on this guy, I want dodge. Stuff that gives us a bonus to dodge. That's +4 dodge, and you know what? Yes, I'm good with this. Huge stress damage penalty, and then when anybody gets stressed out, we just have the Guardian actually do his job, live up to his name, and guard them. Also, it'll minimize the amount of stress he takes from Alex Olson as well. Alex, restraining padlock from you to help with the stress problems. And don't you have another padlock item? Bonus protection, penalty to speed. There's another one I think I like better. Bonus virtue chance. Maybe I was wrong about the liking better part of that. Okay, there's no maybe. I was wrong. I don't like it better. We're not going to be in position for bonus damage and highlight, bonus accuracy and highlight, bonus stress damage. Bonus accuracy, bonus crit, huge penalty to dodge. We want to avoid that at all costs. Bonus damage penalty now. I mean, somebody should be carrying Dismas's head just because it's pretty good. It's an extra 25% damage, and that extra 25% damage really does go a long way for the old Gravedigger. Silver Sable, I don't want to say you hit like a girl, because, I mean, that's rude, but... I mean, you are a girl, and you don't necessarily hit the hardest unless you critical, which is why we're going to try and give you criticals. And maybe we just give you the Solar Crown to offset the stress damage? I mean, that's an extra 5%. I think that seems like a relatively safe compromise. Which just leaves old Brother Voodoo down here who needs some... He's a voodoo mambo. He sounds like a troll from WoW, because this how voodoo man sound. Oh, troll all about the voodoo, bro. I kind of like the idea of giving you plus critical. Accuracy is pointless, though. We could also just give you something that's bonus heals. Which likewise also seems good. Bonus damage for extra stress? No. No, thank you. That does give you bonus crit. It also gives you bonus stun and debuff skill chance, which I kind of like. I would prefer to give you something that just gives you bonus heals. Or bonus critical, really. A Solar Bracer. Bonus dodge, bonus crit. Meh. It's tempting, but maybe that's a sucker's gambit. Maybe it's just a Chirurgeon's Charm. Just straight up bonus heals. Yeah, that's gonna be it. A Chirurgeon's Charm. Straight up bonus heals. That's what we're rolling with. Alright, let's provision a team. And unlike last time, don't forget food this time, Pete. Starving your troopers. I mean, you know, there are starving kids in other dungeons who would kill for this food. And you eschew it, see? It's just not cool, bro. That's not a good way to behave. You don't want to be doing that. Be a better person than that, Pete. Be a better person than that. Take the food. Or alternatively, just don't let it go to waste. Just don't throw it on the floor, man. That's uncalled for. So we got food this time. We're going into the Weald, which objectively I don't like. This is actually one of my least favorite areas. A lot of pig men, a lot of puking. Or is that the Warrens? I always get these two confused. The Weald and the Warrens, I don't really like either one of them. The Cove I don't mind. The Ruins I actually sort of enjoy. This is a very long mission. We have to complete 100% of room battles. Did I give anybody bonus scouting? Because I meant to, and I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, that's a drawback. Well, we got a lot of dungeon, so... This is why I hate the Weald. I always forget, and the reason I hate the Weald, it's actually these fucking fungus men that I hate so much. So we're going to go for the stun on Johnny Blight's a lot back here. Which we got. That's an excellent start. So how do we want to handle this? I think we pull this man to the front so we make sure everybody can take shots. Kick to the face. Tempting. I think instead we throw the pair of daggers at the guys who are going to be able to take a trillion bazillion damage. And then we got... I mean, I kind of... Do we want a defender now? A retribution. Or just bolster. I mean, we're gonna... If we bolster, maybe we don't get hit twice in a row. It's bonus to... you know what? That's... Let's do this. Let's go ahead and... Who's gonna get probably targeted the most? I mean, that guy's stunned, so we got nothing to worry about. Let's just go ahead and get our defense on. I don't know why I'm defending Alex Olson, except for the fact that he has the most stress damage. That's really the only reason. I'd love to get a riposte on there, too. Here comes a little harmless swipe, which we have dodged. Ah, the bonus dodge is already paying big dividends. Old Dr. Voodoo. Alright, I mean, I guess we'll Abyssal Artillery, even though it's subjectively not that great not a great thing to throw from that position. There's what we needed, some strong contributions from the Sable. We may not have to transform here either, so we're definitely going to go for the riposte here. So give me the Retribution, a little bit of bonk there. Now if they swing at either us or Alex Olsen, we're going to get to go for the bonk. Do I want to transform? I really don't. Let's just whack this guy with a chain again. We probably won't get the stun. I'm actually more interested in the damage than anything else. I'm going to rend the mark. You are dead. And this also helps us concentrate most of our damage on one target, too, with the guarding. I think the combination of Occultist and Man-at-Arms, they really sort of pair up pretty well together. You focus all the damage on one guy, and then you've got the Occultist there to throw actual heals at that guy, and Cultist heals can be big, especially if they're critical. So we're maxing our Torchlight. We brought 4 shovels. There's a reason I brought 4 shovels. We are down here in the Weald where, I mean, you need a trillion, billion, million shovels. It's like the night of a million, billion shovels. It's a Tick episode that wasn't quite as good as the one about ninjas. Acid Spit? I'm not sure if these guys are even... Actually, they seem remarkably resilient to that. Fortunately, Silver Sable was just there to mop up the whole Swamp Thing debacle there. Let's just forget that happened, Swamp Thing. We'll just pretend none of us saw that. And the Guardian outmaneuvered indeed, sir. Man, I didn't used to really... Not really a huge fan of the old Man-at-Arms, but the Guardian is winning me over, man. The hearts and minds of people everywhere, it's all about the Guardian. Pick up some extra food here. We now have 3 full stacks of food. Probably more food than we have any real use for. We'll go ahead and pop a torch here. We are wearing some solar items, which require us to have high light. It's fine. We'll want to keep it up there. I tend to like high light runs, just like in general. Yeah, no, I mean, that's actually not a great idea. Let's go for the stun instead. Let's stun one of the potential stress units. There we go. Then we have Silver Sable throw a knife into this guy's throat. I mean, not quite the throat, but it was in the throat vicinity. It was our stressful incantation. James Harper didn't manage to dodge the stress attack. That's not unreasonable. Let's go for the guard here. We're going to try and guard and rampart so we can double up. I was enjoying his stun, and here comes an Abyssal Artillery. 1 kill and some extra damage for old Brother Voodoo. Okay, Harper steps in the way, takes the stun. Why did I get stress damage there? Oh, critical, that's why. And Brother Voodoo taking a little bit of a bonk. This is all fine. It's all well and good. Silver Sable. Man, Silver Sable with the bonus damage really is holding it down. I like Gravediggers. The more I use the Gravedigger, the more I'm coming around on the Gravedigger, too. We go straight up for the heal here. Managed to resist the bleed, which is nice. And the stun bonk. Old Johnny James Harper, the Guardian himself, is keeping our health safe. Enemy action. Check out this coffin. Swamp Thing found nothing of interest inside the coffin. And the scout is actually pretty useful, could save us some trouble. Not gonna save us some trouble, however, because of course there's a room battle down here. We're gonna be fighting a trillion billion fights in this dungeon. It's time to just accept it, Pete. There's gonna be no quick way around this one. There's no easy win, there's no gimmick, there's no easy path to victory. You're just gonna suffer, man. That's all there is. Get used to it. You're fighting all the fights. It's a Muppet show. This is it. Tonight's the night. We'll hit the heights, light the lights, all that good stuff. Best thing about the Muppets also, this is just more of a personal opinion, but for me, best thing about the Muppets was always Waldorf and Statler. Those guys were the shit. They were sort of like a proto-Mystery Science Theater 3000, if you will, which is, my favorite show of all time. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Did not get the stun, which is unfortunate, but that's okay, because the Guardian's there to bonk that maggot right out of our way. I'm debating. Nah, it's fine. Crest, not that useful, not that useful. How are we doing on light? 88 is high enough to go ahead and win a room battle. Again, our integral threshold here, since we're rocking the solar items, is going to be 75. We got the surprise again, which You know, I sort of don't like surprising stuff. These guys are hugely blight resistant, so let's just go for the stun. There we go. Maybe we can take out one of the stress-causing units and save ourselves a little time, trouble, toil, boil, and bubble. And that was like the worst Shakespeare ripoff of all time. There we go. Stress is sorted. Now all we gotta do, just throw the old guard at the abomination here. Then we try to get off a riposte and let the victory happen. 3 damage. See, the Guardian's doing work, man. He's doing work. If only we had a riposte off on that, we'd have got some good mileage out of it. Silver Sable's gonna get a kill and work over one of these giant fungus men. I'm tempted to make a joke about the fungus men's heads being very penile shaped, but that would be juvenile, Pete. That would be juvenile. Don't make a disc joke about the big mushroom head of the fungus man. That's beneath you, man. It's beneath you. Except it's not. Nothing is beneath me. If it's even moderately humorous, I mean, I'll make a mushroom head joke. If only their heads were purple, right? Actually, I really don't feel good about that one. How about a pick to the face? Nah, just throw a knife in his heart. Do funguses have hearts? I mean, they don't. They're supported by like a series of fluid-filled sacs like Kif on Futurama. Pretty sure there's no heart in there. Nothing to work with. No circulatory system to speak of. Did you beat that man with a chain, Ghost Rider? Oh, yeah, look at that. How do you like getting beat by a chain, yo? It's very Nicolas Cage of you. Also, you were stunned. You know the stun ability on, There's my girl. Silver Sable finished him off with a pick right to the tip of his mushroom dome. Oh, it's like she was sounding him. I mean, was that called for, Silver Sable? Sounding? Really? Do you need to go that route? That's also, I mean, I'm not trying to kink shame anybody or anything, but that's really a behavior that I mean, it seems uncomfortably painful. Why would you want to stuff something up your urethra? No, thank you. I mean, typically it's sort of from a biological standpoint, kind of an exit-only pathway. Putting things into it, Also, sounding? How is that the word for that, by the way? It's like you're exploring how deep it is. You can sort of see how deep it is from the outside. Do you really need to go, like, old-school sailing terminology on that? What are you doing? Oh, I'm sounding the depths, son. If you ever hear your dad say that, you'd like knock on your dad's door because it's closed, and you're like walking in, you'd be coming over for dinner on a Saturday afternoon, and be like, yeah, door's closed. Hey, what's going on? I'm sounding the depths, son. You don't want to open that door because either he's pounding the shit out of your mom, or alternatively, he's got, you know, like a rod snapped up his urethra, and you probably don't want to see that. Eerie spider web. I can never remember if this is sap or anti-venom. I'm pretty sure it's anti-venom. Nope, it's bandages. Okay. Well, I mean, I always pick the wrong one. In 100% of cases, I will choose incorrectly.
Waiting to be spent.
Nah. I don't want 250 gold. Actually, I really kind of need to get rid of this chalice. We can sell that for, I think, 750, which, granted, is not an insane fortune, but give me the stun. Oh, I hate spiders, man. Spiders resist. That's true both in Darkest Dungeon and just in life. I legitimately, me as an individual, Perfidious Pete, have an abject, unholy terror of spiders. I am despicably, deathly afraid of spiders, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. If a spider comes rolling up on me, I'm gonna shriek and run away. I'm, you know, like a frightened puppy. I'm just gonna yip and run away and, like, go hide under the couch. Except there could be a spider under the couch, so you can damn well bet I ain't gonna hide under the couch until I make sure there's no fucking spiders under there. Like a puppy in a thunderstorm. Just gonna flee. Sack's contents are mine. Extra 50 gold. The gold output so far on our little long mission here, I gotta admit, has been a little disappointing. Granted, we're only 4 rooms in, but still, I'd hoped for better. Gonna require another shovel. We brought 4. We got all of the shovels. Silver Sable's gonna be doing our robbing today. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of that bandage. And Thorny Thicket. There goes the old shovel. I'm gonna start picking up these heirlooms. We really are gonna churn through a lot of crests, especially since we haven't upgraded an abundance of stuff yet. We still got a lot to work to do in the upgrades department back in the old hamlet, especially for the camping skills guy. And we're sort of to the point now in our playthrough where camping skills are going to have to become more of a focus. We've been neglecting them all along, and I'm aware that we really need to update our camping skills for a lot of our guys, especially the people who are going to be doing our rank 5 dungeons. The problem is, Camping skills are really expensive, so I've been trying to put it off for as long as I can, but I think we've sort of reached the point where putting it off anymore is not feasible. That was amazing damage, by the way, Silver Sable. We'll just drop a heal. Brother Voodoo, see, look at that, 19 damage. I mean, the bleed is unfortunate because we didn't really need that heal, but a stun. Good work. We haven't even had to have Alex Olsen transform yet, which that's super awesome. A little bit of bonk. We're getting mad crits, too. Mad weapons, you know, don't have to fear you. Mad weapons got mad crits, too. Big old critical riposte for James Harper. Man, the Guardian is getting shit done. I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, you guys have really come together as a team. I feel that, you know, that teamwork seminar that we did where we had to go do the trust exercises and whatnot. I mean, I know you guys were a little hesitant before, and you're like, oh, man, I got to take my whole weekend, go down to Trustville, Arkansas for a trust exercise. I mean, Trustville, Arkansas just seems like the natural place where like a trust exercise sort of seminar would happen. So I just threw that in. Also, if Trustville, Arkansas is actually a place, that's sweet. We're going to go for the self-heal, but more for the stress heal there. And this guy's dead, so I mean, we're cool. Silver Sable's going to give him a nice pick to the top of his mushroom hat. And once again, the sounding has taken place.
That overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Thank you for the reminder. You know, I had forgotten that overconfidence was a slow and insidious killer, but I appreciate your... You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that cup. It's 750 gold. Onyx we can stack. Gold we can stack. Both of them stack higher than 750. We already have one of those trinkets, and even if we didn't, it's unlikely we would ever use it. We already have better Vestal trinkets anyway. More scouting. Oh, there's what I was looking for. Secret room. Hell yeah, this dungeon just became profitable. Oh, we're gonna turn a profit on this one, baby. We're also gonna turn some tricks later, because you know the sounding thing has sort of piqued my interest. Perfidious Pete's sounding studio. Come get sounded today. What's great? I hate these things because they don't stack. But they're so valuable, we can't leave them. So you're gone, and you're gone. Taking a loot. We should consider camping, except we don't really need to camp. It always makes me feel a little bit guilty when we try to camp when we don't necessarily need to camp. I'm always, like, conservative with my camping. Just because if we can camp at the end of an episode, I mean, it's potential free stress relief. I'm not even going to check out this stuff. Yeah, there was a trap there. Could have got free stress relief on Silver Sable for just disarming that. Although Silver Sable doesn't need stress relief because she doesn't have any stress. Silver Sable's a freewheeling girl. She lives a stress-free lifestyle. She's like, nah. Be like, you worried at all, Sable? She's like, nah, I'm cool. But girl, you're hanging out in like the Marvel universe. How could you not be at least mildly stressed? At any time, you could be called upon to, you know, fight the likes of Galactus or Fire Lord. Or, I don't know, Silver Surfer, or the Servants of Apocalypse, or Cable, or Doom, or any number of catastrophic, violent, terrible things. She's like, yeah, you know, it's fine. I got a gun and some bullets. I think we'll be okay. Bullets, guns, I mean, they usually get the job done when it comes to universe-shattering abominations. Got a kill from a blight. I really wanted to kill Johnny Doomsayer back here, but we're not going to get that lucky. Ran the mark, a little bit of riposte there for James Harper. Johnny Mushroom Helmet Head is going to take his damage and also take a little backsplash damage. That guy's dead when the blight hits, so we should go for the stun on Captain Screams-a-Lot. Yeah, that's what we needed. Nice work, Olsen. Old Swamp Thing getting it done with the stun. I think we just straight up go for the riposte here. Doomsayer with the dodge. Double kill there. Just leaves little Johnny Mushroom Hat to get picked to the face in a minute. We're gonna... Man, Silver Sable's really into sounding. Maybe she's found her niche. Be like, you know, the whole mercenary thing, you were talking about it earlier, Pete, and I am just a person with some gun and some bullets, and I realized, why risk my life like this? Why do I do this to myself? At any day in my line of work, I could be killed. I could be stomped beneath the boot of an eldritch abomination from beyond the pale. And then I realized, you know what? This is New York City, man. I don't have to do this. I just opened a sounding parlor and started providing sounding services for the general public. It's really lucrative, man. You'd be surprised how many people are into that. And boy, you know, if you've got like a certified medical team that can verify that no injury will result, as you know, course of doing business, you'd be amazed at the number of customers you could pull in, Pete. It's a growth industry. I wonder if that would actually be legal. Now that I'm actually thinking about this, like as a proposed idea. Sort of like a massage parlor kind of thing, just like very niche. I mean, the massage parlor is technically legal, but the, you know, exchange of sexual favors for money part is not legal. But if you, like, couch the sounding as a medical, sort of a medical procedure, do you think you could get away with that? Could you get away with, like, sounding as an occupation, as a business? Be like, this is the Perfidious Pete Sounding Institute? The Perfidious Pete Research, the Perfidious Pete Institute for Sounding Research. That's what you'd have to call it. Beautiful shot, Silver Sable. She takes out the stress-causing unit immediately. That's amazing work. I think we just go for the Abyssal Artillery here, even though it is kind of suboptimal. I'm really more worried about the stress. This is just damage, and the damage is easily fixed. Gonna be rent for the old gods. You want to stack up bleeds? That's fine. James Harper can take your bleeds. He's not afraid of bleeding. And that's another kill for Silver Sable, and 14 damage on the back up. Man, Sable is getting it done. She's been top shelf, baby. We can actually... Oh, we can't pull that guy, huh? Alright, well, let's just throw a heal at Harper. 2-point, bleed resisted. Actually, we probably should hold that heal at old Silver Sable there. Would have been better. Give me the Rampart. Little bonk and kill. Swing at either one of our front, too. No, go ahead, I challenge you. Except you don't get a swing at shit, because Alex Olson whipped you in the face with a chain. And now Silver Sable's going to probe your mushroom hat. There you go. I mean, you don't have a mushroom head, so she can't actually probe your bulbous mushroom head, but...
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
Emeralds and rubies. The ruby we're just going to straight up take, because it's 1,000 gold. It's a lot. Alright. I hate throwing... You know what? I hate throwing holy water on the ground. Let's just drink it. Here you go. Drink that holy water, because there's no way I'm leaving a ruby. I would like to pick up that emerald as well. What would I get rid of? You know what? I am going to get rid of 2 torches and take the emerald. The chest, I think we'll just straight up open. We don't have a key. Contents are ours. Can't carry any of that. I wouldn't mind getting out of here with the portrait, but we've got more pressing concerns. At some point, we're going to have to try and camp here just to free up an inventory slot. Things are going so well, though, I'm like not tempted to risk it. Eerie spider web, nothing of interest. Well, that's what happens when you mess with spiders. Be like, the best case scenario when holding truck with a spider is that there could just be nothing there. Nothing is your best possible outcome when dealing with all things arachnid. Like, what was in that spider's web? You know, nothing. Really? Wow, that's way better than the terrifying poisonous creature that should have been there, filled with hate and malice and ready to devour you at any moment. And yes, that's every spider. Every spider hates you. They want you to suffer, and not just suffer. I mean, they actively wish you harm. Every spider you have ever seen is like, it's just suddenly growling in the back of its throat. It wants you to die. Spiders hate you. All of them. This is good. That's a solid start. We stun the big guy. Some cheap damage here. We might get a little luck with Silver Sable. I'm going to go for a retribution here. Because if we do get the guy goes with his grape shot blast or his attack that hits everybody, if he gets it off,
decimated.
Never mind. Not even gonna worry about it. Well, I mean, the plan was solid. You can't fault the plan. Silver Sable, you trying to shank Silver Sable? Not on my watch, bub. Nobody shanks Silver Sable. Not while I'm around. I'm gonna heal her for 3, which is not impressive, but nobody shanks Silver Sable. Silver Sable is the deliverer of shanks. There's only one thing that's getting shanked around here, and it ain't the Silver Sable. He's the one doing the shanking, not the one getting shanked. I say we just straight up go for the riposte here. If this guy does his AoE attack as well, which he did not do, that hurt a little. It's, you know, I mean, that was a little painful. Don't worry, Alex Olson. Get rid of your stress. We're going to bump you back to the back of the line in a minute. We're also a 2-point heal, Brother Voodoo. Okay. 7 damage on the pick to the face, and then we're just going to rampart our way back to the front and get the kill. Oh, here we go. Interesting loots that we have never before seen. Is anybody... Nope. Alright, well, sorry, Anti-Venom, you gotta go. We do not have a Berserk Charm. 3 speed, 15% damage, 15 stress. 5% accuracy, penalty to Berserk chance. This is intriguing. I won't say it's good, but it is interesting. Let's get rid of that. I think let's just camp here. We got to free up some inventory space. Get our feast on. We would like to still have 8 more food when the end of this dungeon arrives, if possible, but we have 2 aggregate stress. Okay. So we should definitely weapons practice, and we should definitely instruction. Who wants 5 dodge and 3 speed? I'm thinking Brother Voodoo could use a little extra dodge. And so, actually, we should. I wonder if you can instruction yourself. Now, it's 1 companion, so clearly not. What can you do? Eldritch Blood. Take 3 time. It's not that good. Psych Up. Bonus damage. Increase stress by 20. No, I don't need to do that. Silver Sable. You could pilfer and get us a random supply item. That only takes 1 time. Snuff Box. Remove target disease from yourself. Anybody got a disease? I don't think anybody's diseased. Except for maybe Alex Olson, who has rabies, but we don't want to remove that. We're keeping a rabies. Nope, we don't need to get rid of a disease. All right, what do you got? Well, you can encourage, but you can't encourage yourself, and you're the only one who has stress. Dark Ritual. Reduce torchlight by 100 and use stress by 15. Heal 15%. Remove unspeakable commune. Prevents nighttime ambush. You know what? We can take 7 stress. I think that's probably all right. Most of which we can then also get rid of. We could have pilfered. Would it really? Actually, we can still pilfer, can't we? No, we're done. Not getting ambushed is probably more important than coming up with a random supply item. We were looking to free up inventory space anyway. Ian, so you're at ease. You know, if you think this place is so horrific, Alex Olson, you're in for a goddamn rude awakening when you hit your first level 5 dungeon. Because this place, this is a cakewalk at a nursery school, buddy. Yeah, it's a nursery school cakewalk. Nope, you're not touching an effigy. And we did not bring enough shovel. Despite the fact that we brought 4 shovel, turns out 4 shovel, not enough shovel. Did get a kill for old Brother Voodoo, though. 2 stress relief as well. I think we just picked to the face here. Monster crit for Silver Sable. And that just leaves Alex Olson and the Guardian between the 2 of them to try to take this guy down. Yeah, this Joker's wrecked. So stunned, he's not even going to get a swing because he's going to get hit with the Retribution. Bonked in the head by a mace for 2. He is dead. Take my 75 gold. I'll also take a whole shitload of stress for digging my way through a fucking thorny thicket with no help. Ugh. The stress hit from that was actually pretty palpable. We do still have enough food that we can get stress relief from camping at the end. As long as we don't get a hunger prompt between here and the end of the dungeon, we can hold out. Where's our last room battle? This could theoretically be it. I mean, grave diggers dig graves. It's what you do. Not the healthiest of profession. What disease did you get? Bad humors, which sucks. Yeah, 20% max HP. That's fine. When we camp, we'll fix it. That's why we have the grave digger dig graves. It's also why the grave digger, you know, has that ability. They're going to get diseased sometimes when they're digging in graves, and then this comes up. We can just patch them up. They're like one of those tires that you can't actually shoot holes in. It's like one of those self-sealing tires. Man, Silver Sable has just been an absolute brutal killing machine. She is doing work. Alex Olson has not had to transform into beast mode even a single time. Not once has he had to transform. And you know what? James Harper's been holding it down too. This is a solid little team. These guys have worked well together. They've got some interesting ability synergies. They've been reasonably lucky. I'm probably vastly overestimating their potential based on the fact that this is a apprentice dungeon and they just look better than they actually are. We're gonna go for the stress relief hit. Okay, got the stun. Nice. We were hoping to avoid the stressful incantation, but Silver Sable did not get off in time. Jericho Drum with some nice damage. Silver Sable's gonna go for the knife to the heart. There it is. You know, you guys make it too easy, what with this, like, open-toed. I mean, the décolletage is nice. We like looking at the cleavage, admittedly. The cleavage is solid. It's doing good work for you there. But it really does make an attractive target. When you got a lot of people throwing knives at your heart, maybe, just maybe, the open-fronted shirt is not the best strategic idea. So you're going to make another slime. Damn near die in the process. We got this shit covered, so let's go for the heal. 9 out of Brother Voodoo is acceptable. I think pick to the face will get the job done. It did not get the job done. That's disappointing. Chain to the face still gonna get the job done, though. And we won the speed roll. Mr. Slime, Anytime, buddy. We hit you in the face with a mace. Sweet. Got a string of rhymes there. Feeling like Will Smith. Because, you know, there's no better freestyle rapper than Will Smith. What I should have gone with, I said I feel like, you know, what's that guy's name? Manuel Miranda? Lin-Manuel Miranda. There you go. The guy who wrote Hamilton. By the way, if you haven't seen Hamilton, fantastic. Really good. Then again, it did win a Pulitzer Prize for drama, so, I mean, I suppose it stands to... At one of these days, I'm eventually going to learn to see traps and not just walk over them. There's our hunger prompt, which makes the camping hunger reduction pretty much untenable. We may still camp, if only to get rid of the disease. And of course, where's the final room battle? Last goddamn room in a dungeon. Of course, it's always the last goddamn room in a dungeon. Those medicinal herbs have some potential uses. A reckless charm is junk. Drink this holy water. I'm gonna take the jade and leave the medicinal herbs. If we found food between, if we find like a fish carcass or something between here and the end of the dungeon, I'm gonna be reasonably salty. Well, actually, I'm gonna be unreasonably salty, but stun. That's my boy. Oh, Swamp Thing, you have betrayed me. Why, Swamp Thing? Why must you go back into the green, sir? Why could you not stay? That was a great dodge, everybody. Nice work. Couple of knives to the heart. Not as much knife in heartening as we might have liked, but it did allow us to set up the kill on that guy. It's all about the knife in heartening. That's our MO. Alex Olson getting a little bit of whips, chains, black leather. He's down with the sounding studio. He could be the purveyor of my new sounding studio. Why don't you just heal yourself? Get a little stress relief. Your stress is a little higher than I'm comfortable with. Speaking of knives in the heart, there we go. No more blanket fire bullshit. It's a lot like beach blanket bingo, except with less in that Funicello. And I think we'll all agree that less in that Funicello is a good thing. Big old crit from James Harper. That's going to be for free stress relief. Does it, you know, I'm thinking it seems like we get more criticals in lower level dungeons than in high, but that is a mechanic that's not transparent. If you don't critical as often in higher level dungeons, there should be some sort of transparency so you can see just how much less likely to critical you are. If you're doing like crit builds or something, I mean, knowing your actual chance for that would be sort of vital information. Are we going to want to camp? We are, because it gets rid of a disease. So let's burn this torch, take those crests, throw this reckless charm on the floor, and take those 2 busts. And you're like, Pete, did you just trade 2 busts for a reckless charm? Yes, I did. Do I feel guilty about it? Not at all. Restore the party to their appropriate order. Silver Sable, Eerie Spiderweb. Nothing of interest. Man, Silver Sable's gambled with the spider thing twice and come out ahead both times. I guess when you spend enough time being an also-ran in a Spider-Man comic, you learn a thing or two about spiders. You want to give James Harper rabies? You go right ahead. No? Alright. Brother Voodoo with the double crit. That's big time. He's bringing his A game. Give me the chain whip. Didn't get the kill, might get the stun. Good enough. Marked prey. You want to mark James Harper for damage? That's fine. This just means I can riposte instead of having to guard someone. Meanwhile, Silver Sable's going to put a couple knives and hearts for us. Putting knives and hearts. Silver Sable story. We'll just go for the bonk. We're marked twice over now. Marked by the enemy, marked by ourselves, and riposting. Cheap 5 damage there. Silver Sable. You know what? Go for the long distance dedication. I'd say a knife to the heart, but again, I don't think those guys have hearts. Rabid Rush. Oh, sure. What is Alex Olson in heat? Just because he's a werewolf abomination, you think you can hit on him like that, Mr. Rabid Rush? I don't think so. Alex Olson is a lady, sir. He does not behave like that. You want to get it with Alex Olson, you got to do it right. You got to romance him a little, man. You can't just show up and be like, yo, how about a little wham, bam, thank you, Swamp Thing? No. You got to take him out to a nice dinner. It takes weeks of build-up. You got to, you know, develop a bond and trust before Alex Olson will open himself to you. He doesn't open up to just anyone. I mean, he's a quiet guy. He's reserved. He's got a tough outer shell made of spongy moss. By the way, we did not get to probe that Mushroom Man's head with a pick to the face. We didn't get to sound him, but I suppose you can't win them all. Quest is complete. Well, we're going to continue adventuring, at least in so long as we can. You know what? Let's camp and then open the chest. give us another inventory slot. We'll eat enough food that we gain health, don't take additional stress, and then we're going to do whatever we can to reduce our stress. So you're going to snuff box yourself. Why does this not work? Oh, it works on yourself and another guy. You cured the rabies! I'm an idiot. Did want to cure the rabies. Did not mean to do that. But still, I mean, I guess it's fine. I do like my rabies. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy the bees. So who else needs stress reduction, and how can we give it to them? This is no stress. No stress. Wound care is pointless. That gives you a bunch of stress and doesn't help anyone else. Pilfer gets us a bandage. We could Dark Ritual, reduce Torchlight by 100. Yeah. We don't need to heal. We could prevent nighttime ambush, but that gives everybody stress. I guess we just encourage in camp at this point. Who has the most stress? 6, 13, 17, 15. Silver Sable wins. And quest complete. That's something I took away. Can't do that anymore, huh? Can we not just rest? Do I have to spend all my time? I really don't want to. I mean, I will. I really don't want to. There we go. Well, there you go. We'll just... Oh, suddenly the rest button is back. Whatever. Come on, let me just... I want to leave the dungeon now. I'm done. That's it. The adventure is over. There's nothing left to do. We've killed everything that's in here. If we get ambushed, I'm going to be salty because I'm curious where the hell the ambush will have actually come from. You got to be lying in ambush somewhere. All right, then. No ambush. I'm happy. Open this heirloom chest. I'm going to keep that bandage unless we can find something more valuable to throw it on a floor for, because that's like 10 gold, baby. That 10 gold could buy you nothing. Could buy you literally nothing. I'm pretty sure a beer at the tavern is like 1,500 gold, because for whatever reason, hyperinflation has hit the hamlet here. Everything is super expensive. Probably because of the fact that this is a death-based economy. 20,500 gold from a level 1 dungeon is a pretty solid haul. Granted, most of that did come from the 7,500 we got from those puzzling trapezohedrons, but still. 4 new rank 3 troopers. Hey, we got Slugger, which basically makes up for the damage that we lost from rabies. So it's almost a wash. Plus, we don't have rabies anymore. Jericho Drum getting scattering is actually a negative thing, because all of his damage skills are ranged. But then again, 5% of his minimal damage is basically 1 point of damage. But Kathy Bishop was on a hot streak and refuses to leave the gambling hall yet. Okay. She did recover 69 stress and is no longer paranoid, which is nice. Victor Von Doom no longer has spotted fever, and Mercedes Knight has gotten rid of her hysterical blindness. That's fantastic. She's still freaked out as shit, so we're going to need to get some stress relief for Mercedes. Fortunately, we did pick up a buttload of gold. We can afford it. You will not meditate, but I think that's like the only thing you will do. You will not meditate, and you're not allowed to gamble. Well then, I mean, I guess we'll just have you go drink. Nope. No, we won't. God damn. I'm telling you, caretaker, man, the guy. I feel sorry for him. It's a vicious cycle for the caretaker. It really is. We could have you... You know what? Why don't you flagellate? Man, this is expensive. Come on down to Perfidious Pete's Sounding Seminar, where we teach you how to self-mutilate. It'll be great. You can jam a rod up your urethra. Not just for the fellas, ladies, by the way. Just throwing that out there. The Perfidious Pete Sounding Seminar. You ladies, you've got a urethra too. If you want to delve its depths, you're welcome to do it. Just do it! Delve the depths! It's like a Shia LaBeouf meme. Should we do stress relief for Doreen Green? She will also not meditate, which means doing anything with her is good. Now, can you drink? We really got to upgrade the bar. You will not drink. You won't meditate, will you pray? Yeah, you will. Well, there goes like 5,000 of our 20,000 gold that we hauled out of that dungeon. I don't really feel good about that. But Mercedes Knight does have to get stress relief, and Doreen Green is too high. Once they finish that, that opens us up for a very wide array, or at least a much wider array of level 5 dungeons, because we're going to have more team builds, more potential combinations. Don't ask me why the emphasis on that was really, really weird. What's going on with my brain here? It's probably just because I'm tired, recorded a lot of stuff today, and I'm going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you would like to hear pronunciations weirdly and symbols accented don't necessarily go, I'd consider subscribing as well, because I make performance errors on a pretty regular basis, especially when I'm sleepy. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.